Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Please be seated. To give the welcome remarks, please welcome the Chairman of the 14th ASEAN Leadership Forum and CEO of Asian Strategy and Leadership Institute, Tan Sri Dr. Michael Yeo.
Mr. President, Excellencies, Ministers, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor and pleasure to extend a very warm welcome to His Excellency President Rodrigo Duterte, President of the Republic of the Philippines, to the 14th ASEAN Leadership Forum. We are grateful to you, sir, for taking time off your very busy schedule to be present with us here this evening. Your presence, sir, has given us much encouragement and hope for the future. We wish you well in your chairmanship of ASEAN this year. Allow me to just share some thoughts that were discussed earlier at the forum. Today, we've deliberated on many key issues facing ASEAN. We have felt the need for the 4 Cs to accelerate the achievement of ASEAN: communication, commitment, connectivity, and consciousness to develop an ASEAN mindset. The forum also deliberated on the 3 Ps for ASEAN: peace, prosperity, and people. We also recognized during our discussions the different stages of development in ASEAN. And we've also took note that ASEAN should not just be about government and business, but should also be about the people of ASEAN. In this regard, there is a view that civil society engagement and engagement with social enterprises are equally important. In the final analysis, we took note that ASEAN should not be a proxy for big power rivalry, but instead be a forum for big power dialogue. Therefore, Mr. President, we had a very useful exchange of ideas among participants from the 10 countries of ASEAN and also from many of our dialogue partners. We are confident, Mr. President, sir, that your chairmanship of ASEAN will steer us in the right course this year. Once again, we thank you for your presence with us this evening, for gracing the 14th ASEAN Leadership Forum. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yeo. May I now call on Executive Secretary Salvador C. Medialdea to introduce our guest of honor and keynote speaker.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have the honor to present to you the President of the Republic of the Philippines, Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Thank you. Kindly sit down. President Ramos, ladies and gentlemen, I thank the Asian Strategy and Leadership Institute for inviting me to this very important gathering. It is an honor to speak before you today. The Philippine government recognizes the important role of Track 2 organizations such as the Institute play in the regional affairs. You are an essential part of democracy and the democratic process by providing key spaces for the responsible exploration, discussion, and resolution of issues outside of the official policy circle. You help build nations and our regions. Citizen participation is a key in governance and is the bedrock of any strong nation. In the Philippines, we encourage our peoples to contribute in setting national programs and directions. In my administration, citizen feedback is essential to ensure that the wheels of government work and work well for our people. To be sure, there are many different opinions and positions, as many issues and challenges that we face. But as a country and as a people, we value diversity and differences. We are confident that this is the source of greatest strength and a firmer resolve for a government and people determined to transform society, bring reforms, and create positive change. The Philippines' outlook with regard to pursuing its regional and international agenda is no different. Inclusiveness is vital. The Academy, or ASLI, plays a crucial role in bringing together governments, private sectors, and civil societies across the region. Your efforts have gone a long way in forging inclusivity in the ASEAN journey towards the realization of a politically cohesive, economically integrated, and socially responsible region. The Philippines and the entire ASEAN values the Institute. The ideas you articulate and the perspective you share with us help strengthen our efforts to build a stronger ASEAN community. You embody our founding fathers' vision, which is echoed in the contributions of the distinguished recipients of this year's ASEAN Leadership Awards. Indeed, all of you are very much a part of the shaping of the ASEAN story. The ASEAN story is remarkable. Its success in the past 50 years is evident in how the association has become the driver of regional community building efforts and fulcrum upon which the regional security and architecture balances. Through the years, ASEAN has demonstrated success in building peace and security, facilitating economic growth and social development, and engaging the larger world community. As we commemorate 5 decades of ASEAN's establishment, we need to take a moment to look back on the challenges we have surmounted to be where we are today. Only by doing so can we have a clearer vision and a firmer resolve to get to where we want to be. The diversity in ASEAN is very marked. We have different languages, cultures, colonial experiences, forms of government, and political systems. At any other time, this diversity would have been the perfect storm of what could have led to strife or conflict. But ASEAN is different and stands now at the center of the future of the Asia-Pacific region. When we launched the ASEAN community in 2015, we had in mind an outward-looking region with economies that are vibrant, competitive, and highly integrated. We envisioned an inclusive community bound by a strong sense of togetherness and common destiny. Simply put, the ASEAN story is about seeking positive change in the lives of our people. We continue to work together in shaping this positive change through initiatives that significantly impact on the lives of every ASEAN citizen. At the same time, we contribute to pursue ASEAN's greater international engagement to advance our common interests, be it in the inclusive and innovative growth of our economies, the preservation of our heritage and culture, or the pursuit of stability and security in our societies against threats such as terrorism, violent extremism, and criminality such as the illegal drug trade. This is what we mean by people-centered, people-oriented ASEAN. Still, it is not enough that we work for the realization of these common aspirations. It is equally important to make our peoples understand how important ASEAN is, how its past gains have directly contributed to their well-being, and how the realization of ASEAN's goal will make their lives better. Getting our peoples to own the ASEAN story as their story and to see their future in the ASEAN future would be among the focus of our efforts. We need to cultivate their sense of ownership by putting ASEAN in their consciousness, let them feel that they are a part of efforts to achieve common aspirations. This way, we can truly turn ASEAN into an effective model for regional integration. This way, we can contribute to the spirit of international cooperation and cross-cultural collaboration that have shaped up the development of our world. This way, we are on track in realizing the ASEAN identity that will serve as a strong foundation of our ASEAN citizenship. It is incumbent upon us to ensure that the process of forging our common regional destiny remains inclusive. I am pleased to see that all of us, we in government and you in the private sector, are working together in this regard. On this note, allow me to once again commend the Academy of RASLI and the ASEAN Leadership Forum for bridging the efforts of ASEAN governments, businesses, think tanks, and civil societies. There is a compelling ASEAN narrative that is being shaped. We are all active contributors to this story. Let us work together as partners in engaging the world. Let us ensure that the ASEAN narrative remains strong and that the lessons we learned and the values we hold dear as a community are told in full and said with resonance. Thank you, and mabuhay.
Thank you, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, for gracing the 14th ASEAN Leadership Forum. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the President will now be taking his leave as he has other important business to attend to. May I invite you to remain standing as he makes his departure. Okay. Once again, thank you, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, for gracing the 14th ASEAN Leadership Forum. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, may I just invite you to stay in the hall as we have one final item left for today, before dinner. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, our final item of business is by His Excellency Enrique Manalo, who is Acting Secretary of Foreign Affairs at the Department of Foreign Affairs of the Philippines, who will give us the closing address. Excellency. Excellency Manalo. Yes. Carol. Which side?
This one. This podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, just let's settle down and allow His Excellency to present the final address.
Okay.
Is it on?
All right. Okay. Yep. Thank you very much. And I know it's been a long day, so I'll only read part of my 1-hour statement. Maybe half an hour. But at any rate, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And first, I wish to acknowledge President Fidel Ramos, former Foreign Affairs Secretary Delia Albert, and Dr. Michael Yeo. Excellencies, distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Since 2004, the annual ASEAN Leadership Forum has been a mechanism for closer dialogue among governments of ASEAN member states, the private sector, and civil society of ASEAN. Every year, the ALF has opened discussions on pressing concerns confronting the region. This year, the ASEAN Economic Community, now into its second year, the ALF has aptly focused on ASEAN's realization of a highly integrated community and the key strategies going forward in achieving ASEAN Vision 2025. The theme of the 14th ALF of, quote, advancing partnerships, prospering together in a new world economy, captures this objective. The ALF continues to forge deeper ties amongst us as we continue the work on sustaining stability and prosperity in the region through meaningful discussions. This year, ALF focuses attention on the economic challenges facing ASEAN in the international economic arena and the geopolitical milieu. As you all know, ASEAN enjoys a robust economy, generating about $2.5 trillion in GDP and growing at about 6% per year. and its digital economy generates about $150 billion in revenues annually. Following this trend, ASEAN has the potential to be one of the top 5 digital economies in the world by 2025. And this opens up vast opportunities for ASEAN's population of more than 600 million people. By the next decade, a digital revolution could transform our daily lives in ASEAN, where we will see more people living in smart cities and homes as they transact and shop via e-commerce. However, in the bliss of the digital revolution, the region must pay attention to the social challenges that derive from such transformation towards prosperity. If we are to flourish as a community that cares for its people, our environment, and our neighbors, we must stay the course in realizing a rules-based, people-oriented, and people-centered ASEAN. These are closely aligned with the, quote, innovation and inclusive-led growth thematic priority of the Philippine-ASEAN chairmanship this year. In this age of connectivity, ASEAN, as an outward-looking community, partners with other countries and organizations that support its goals and aspirations. ASEAN's relations with its dialogue partners have yielded a wide range of practical benefits drawn from their strengths. By and large, cooperation with ASEAN's external partners raises our people's capacities in various sectors through training programs, sharing of knowledge, and best practices or outright fellowships and scholarships. As reflected in the Philippine chairmanship's theme of, quote, partnering for change, engaging the world, unquote, the commitment to expand ASEAN's reach is very clear. As the 14th ASEAN Leadership Forum comes to a close, I wish to acknowledge the Asian Strategy and Leadership Institute under the leadership of Tan Sri Dr. Michael Yeo for the important work the Institute has done in the last 13 years. And I wish to convey my appreciation to the participants of this forum for your initiatives, contributions, and unwavering support towards making ASEAN politically cohesive, economically integrated, and socially responsible. Thank you, good evening, and mabuhay.